I think we're living in a strange movie, my friends. This is Tony. Hope you're all doing well. We got so many stories to cover in this video. Super wonderful stuff all happening around us like usual. Of course, I'm being a little bit sarcastic with that. Obviously, we've seen all that's been happening. We had what's going on in LA. We'll get into that a little bit. We have some lawsuits going on there. We have a recall of a certain governor there. And actually, we got tons of other things. We got animals walking about everywhere in LA because apparently the forests are gone surrounding it. And we're going to get into so much other stuff. People saying that perhaps this might have been on purpose. I don't know. We'll get into that as well. But first, let's get into some of these other stories we have here. Kohl's is closing another 27 stores in 15 states. So now we're seeing yet another example of a store closing more locations. I mean, honestly, every day we see more and more of this. But here's yet another example of where our economy is at. Kohl's closing 27 stores. We had Macy's closing a ton of stores. Pretty much, I mean, there's like a huge list of companies at this point. We now have BlackRock pushing things as far as they can. BlackRock ceased to push. FDIC bank oversight deadline to March. Staring down the FDIC. Kind of pushing around its own weight a little bit. And of course, BlackRock has asked FDIC to extend its deadline to reach an agreement on how the agency will oversee the giant asset manager's investments in FDIC regulated banking organizations from Friday until March 31st, according to a letter from the firm. Letter's the latest in the months-long tug of war between the FDIC and the biggest managers of the index-based mutual funds and exchange-traded funds over the rules governing their passive investments. And of course, a lot of these banks and institutions aren't doing too well right now, so they're clearly wanting a little bit of leverage. We have here also Politico coming out with incredible, world-altering Black Swan events that could append life in 2025. Of course, we've seen all the wonderful things happening around us. Drones, fog, fires. I mean, honestly, it's just getting comical at this point how many ridiculous things are happening around us, not counting all the wars and everything else. So they had a bunch of scientists, futurists, foreign policy analysts to think up what might happen next. And apparently they came up with a huge list of things, cyber, attacks and AI and all these other wonderful things around us that are going awry, right? And of course, so we do have probably a few things to look forward to in 2025. I'm sure it's going to be a wild ride. I'm sure it will be. We're already seeing some of it already just a few days into the year. And of course, now we have a recall effort against Newsom underway in California. I wonder why. He did such a great job handling the LA fires. I don't know why they would want to do that. But for some reason, they want to recall him. And we have so much more regarding who started these, of course, fires in LA. We had this guy right here. We're going to rebuild these communities back, rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire, he said. Director of LA County Public Works. Did he just misspeak or what?
Yeah. So I know what it takes. I know, I at least can say, I have deep feeling for you, and I might embark upon what is going to be a journey back and rebuild them better than they were when we started this fire.
Oh my goodness gracious. Did you misspeak, or are you trying to tell us something? And then on top of that, we had this here. Check out this. This is absolutely insane.
Bringing the total now to 39. The LA County Sheriff
39 people they caught trying to start them. Okay, let's listen to the rest.
Luna talking about the kind of things they're seeing in these areas. Listen.
I saw a gentleman that looked like a firefighter, and I asked him if he was okay because he was sitting down. I didn't realize we had him in handcuffs. We were turning him over to LAPD because he was dressed like a fireman, and he was not.
This, in addition to this video of a man with a blowtorch taken into custody, turned out he...
And there's actually tons of these. There's even guys going around documenting all of this. There's just literally random people trying to start these everywhere as well. I can show you, here's an example right here. And apparently there's a lot of this. There's like tons of people starting it left and right. So it makes you wonder what's really going on all here. Edison Utility Company equipment blamed for helping start LA wildfires and property owners suit. So a lot of people are looking for some means to get some of the money back from their losses. Houses completely gone. They're looking for something to somehow right this whole ship. The fact is, our wonderful president is only giving them $770, so obviously that's not enough to buy a new home. So they're clearly looking, and obviously these insurance companies dropped a lot of these people just before this all happened. That's kind of weird. So they're looking for a means to solve this problem. I mean, you don't want to lose millions of dollars of equity in that home. Obviously, the home is now gone. And so now they're looking for a means to remedy this whole situation. We also have, of course, a water company that owns apparently 60% of the water in California. We'll get into that in a minute. But like I said, we have all these strange things happening even during the LA fires. Not only the fire itself being strange and apparently taking out 40,000 acres, which again is extremely unusual if you've looked at the history of California. I had a thing around here somewhere I can show you. Yeah, here it is. I've shown this before. Just to give you an idea, last 5 years, they only lost 13 acres to fires. This year, for some reason, they lost 40,000 acres. Okay, so a little bit more than usual. But we have so many other strange things that have been happening as well. Animals now on camping on people's lawns. And in the middle of the road. Oh my goodness, look at this, dude. Don't pet the wild animals. So apparently that's something going on in some places in LA right now. But also on top of that, a lot of their fire equipment were in the repair yard. And that's, obviously not exactly good timing. Los Angeles Fire Department repair yard was able to record just how many vehicles are waiting to be repaired. On top of the fact that when other states and countries tried to come and help, they had to go to San Francisco for emissions testing. But on top of that, you have all these other bizarre stories. Let me show you a few of these. So we're going to get into this whole thing, the water thing. We had Eddie Griffin come out saying, giving a piece of his mind on what he'd think really happened here. It seemed to be all the rich houses that went up. Of course, in flames, sort of the wealthy neighborhoods. He has sort of a theory on why that's the case. We'll get into that in a minute. But I wanted to get into some of these other strange things as well. Let me show you a few of these. So we have, of course, on top of the animals, we have here another video. So you remember the whole thing with the drones, right? Yeah, of course. There's drones everywhere now. We even have a story from Ben Affleck. Where did that go? I got that around here somewhere. Or did I close that? Come on, man. I didn't close that, did I? I'll pull it up in a minute if I don't find it. I had a story. Oh, here it is. I got it. Actually, before we get into the story, we got a bunch of crazy stuff to get into. Before I get into it, first I got to mention food supply, 25-year shelf life. Link is in the description. 4 weeks worth for $187. You're gonna definitely want to get this, considering all the Twilight Zone stuff going on around you. You might want to be prepared for whatever's next. Link is in the description for that. Also, this book here, The Lost Ways, How Your Great-Great-Grandfather Lived Without Electricity, Had to Build a Cellar, Do Things Around the House like they did in the good old days. Hundreds of pages illustrated. The fact is, you're going to definitely need that book. Get the printed version. You won't be able to buy it after everything happens, and you got 3 weeks of no power. You're going to definitely want that book. A lifesaver. Link is in the description. $37 plus shipping. So let's get back to this. So we had here some bizarre stories. Okay, you remember the whole thing with the drones? You just assume that that's all done and gone, right? That whole thing, well, drones are gone. No, actually, we got some crazy stories with these drones, man. Okay, I got to show you. We got 3 of them. 3 crazy stories. Okay, let me just show you this one. We'll show you this first. This is in LA. Okay. You can see the LA fires obviously in the distance. Check this out. More strange. Those are obviously not jets. Those are not drones. They move way too quickly. What is that? What is going on here? What is that? I mean, they're like orbs or something. Or maybe they're these high-tech anti-gravity. I don't know. Whatever. Something. Okay? They're not normal. Whatever it is, it's not normal. So that's that. Then you got this story. Ben Affleck apparently was calling the police over drones, harassing him. This is so bizarre. Ben Affleck. And I think he lives near, he lives in LA. So Ben Affleck was seen engaging in an intense conversation with law enforcement following a surprise visit from FBI agents to his Brentwood home amidst the ongoing Los Angeles fires. The visit, which caught many by surprise, occurred as the city continues to battle wildfires. Along with his deputies, LA, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go. We're reportedly at Affleck's residence to investigate unauthorized drone activity that had interfered with firefighting efforts in the area. According to sources, the agents were asking if Affleck had any security camera footage that might have captured the drones. What in the world? Bro, what is going on with these drones? This is so bizarre. And there's even more stories. I'll show you some. I'll tell you another one in a second. But you can see him right here getting kind of mad, talking to the police. What is that, a BMW? I think he's in a BMW there. Yeah, I think that is. I can't tell from there. It's a little hard to tell. But at any rate, so there was another story. There's a guy who won the biggest lotto ever in California. It's like $2 billion or some ridiculous amount of money. He ended up getting less than $1 billion because he took, I think, a lump sum. But he bought 3 homes in California. And one of his homes, he was putting up all these videos. I don't know if it was TikTok or wherever it was. He was putting up videos saying that drones were harassing him at his home. One of the 3 homes, right? That's the only home that caught on fire, was the one where the drones were. That's bizarre. So there's that story. My wife told me that one. She just saw it. I don't know where she gets these stories. She finds these weird stories like that too. But then you have on top of that this. Germany aims to allow military to take, of course, out these drones. And they say they are spy ones. And again, that comes back to that whole story with the Cybertruck and the whole email from, what was his name, Matt something, where he said that these were from China, which is, again, something I was theorizing. That was one of my theories. I had a couple theories, but aliens isn't panning out too well. So I'm just joking. That was not one of my theories. But I mean, I was thinking it might have been our own GOV doing the stuff. But I'm starting to think it might be China because they're everywhere. They're in like Norway. They're like seeing them in Germany. They're seeing them everywhere. I've seen videos of fighter jets going after them and like being completely smoked by these drones. These drones are way too fast. It's like they're just playing with them, like, you're trying to catch us, you know. So if you could imagine the wrong people with very high-tech stuff basically harassing, you know, various areas. I mean, 47 saying the first day he gets in, he's going to be looking into this because he's gotten so many reports and people talking about it everywhere. So at any rate, so there's that. I thought that was a little strange. Then we have another strange one I just saw. I'm going to do a video on this over my other channel. I don't know what to make of this. I just saw this. I said, okay, I got to at least show you guys. So you remember the whole fog thing? I was telling you that it just didn't look right. Particularly a number of videos from Florida that just really, I went and bought some, of course, masks because I was like, bro, if that stuff is around me, I'm not breathing it. I don't know what that is. I'm not breathing it. And look, they're apparently saying that something's growing on the ground from this fog. And there's some weird stuff on the ground. Check this out.
Yesterday and today it was really, really foggy. This hair.
Bro, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, I think we are literally in the Twilight Zone at this point. What is going on? We got like weird things flying around. We got like fog that makes no sense and things growing from what? Am I just being, is everybody just punking me or something? What's going on here? What is going on, dude? I feel like this can't be real. All this stuff cannot be real. It's so bizarre. And of course, getting over to, I mean, I'm going to do a video on that. I don't know what that is. I haven't even looked into it. Who knows what that is? I'll do a video on it later. But we got this comedian Eddie Griffin saying his mind about the LA fires. He's got some interesting words to say. I can't play it really because he's like literally swearing every other word. Okay, I'll just try to play it anyways. Let's play this.
And all of a sudden the water ain't working, and hold on, 60% of the water rights is owned by this fucking couple. What's their name? Wonderful. Yeah, the wonderful company is owned by this husband.
Okay, so he's talking about this couple that apparently owns 60% of the water in LA. It's really bizarre. Okay, and they apparently paid a handsome amount of money to Gavin to ensure he got reelected a few years back. Apparently, I don't know. Their names are Resnick's, owns 185,000 acres of land, majority stake in Kern Waterbank Basin, stores 1.5 million acre feet of water, which is sold back to the state when they allow. This is the main reason LA Fire Department had no access to water. Exactly like we witnessed in another state. What was that, a year or two ago? Hawaii? Yes, indeed. It is a little strange. We did have empty water reservoirs, just conveniently empty. This one held 117 million gallons of water. Why was the Pacific Palisades reservoir offline? That's a good question. Maybe we should ask these owners of Fiji Water that Eddie Griffin's talking about here. Why was it offline? What's their names? I can't remember the names. Their names were... What is their names, man? Oh, yeah, Stewart. His name's Stewart Resnick. That's his name. All right. Billionaires. Stewart Resnick. So apparently him and his wife own all of this water, 60% of it. I mean, we had memes going out that were pretty, look, there's water right here and there's fire here. How about putting the water on the fire? Maybe that family could help out and make sure that happened. But of course, that's not what occurred. And of course, we even had a movie made back in 2021 about LA being, of course, on fire in 2025. That was literally the movie. And pretty much, I mean, came true. That is so bizarre. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is the movie, actually. So, yeah, so there's a lot of strange things with regards to all of this. And of course, our economy on top of that, not exactly what I would call normal. We had TikTok, the whole ban with that going on. I'm trying to figure that out. Elon might buy it, I guess, or something. Israel apparently having a deal met, and maybe everything's going to end there, which is good, and it will be credited to 47 before he even gets in. Before President-elect gets in, apparently he's the one that solved it. And of course, we have a number of other things. We have our wonderful current prez giving a whopping $770 to each one of the people who lost their home. Wow, what a good job there. I mean, while giving $3.5 billion to Crane. Oh my goodness. Seriously, it's just absolutely ridiculous at this point. They did the exact same thing with the hurricane. What was that? Asheville gave like $700 to each one of them as well. Really absolutely ridiculous. And it seems like there's really no excuse with all this because, of course, even Japan has technology that has these automatic fire hose sprinklers that just go off as soon as they see a fire. So we could have technology like that here as well, and we don't. So it's just really ridiculous, pathetic, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, on top of that, they had new fires being started yesterday. As of yesterday, they had multiple new ones, or not multiple. I think there's 2 new ones that were started. And have they even got this thing under control yet? Let me go look. I don't think they have. I don't think so. I'm really wondering because I didn't see any update on that. Let's see here. What do we got here? Okay, they're still talking about it. Well, we have Bill Burr. Oh yeah, Bill Burr said something pretty ridiculous. Yeah, that's right. That's the latest thing people are raging about as well. He was saying that they did a good job stopping the fires. Really, Bill Burr? Really? No, actually, that's not what occurred. So he said that apparently on, what show is this? Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. So you had that as well, and what else? Yeah, it doesn't look like it looks like it's still going on. At any rate, so that's my video. I kind of wonder what some of you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.